Anywho, let me get to this decommit, man. This flip. Yeah, I got the word like a couple days before it happened, bro. So you know what I'm saying. I had already Kush was already big. I had already got over it by the time the streets found out, man. But it started leaking out. I know former 4-star Chauncey Bowens, um, 5'6" brethren. Running back we got last year during his junior year at the top of the season in September. I told the people then it was a good get. I think we lost a top 10 back. He may not be ranked as a top 10 back, but I think he has top 10 running back potential. I think very highly of the kid. He's at Benjamin High School right here in Palm Beach. Just Georgia sold to him. The draft, winning, it's all there. It was a lot to overcome. Um, my opinion about it is like the running back board is a little thrown off right now. You know, I don't think we're in it for Jared Gibson like that. We'll get an official visit, but I think Jared Gibson is going to go to somebody with a big NIL bag, and I don't think we that invested in the running back position. Jared Gibson his recruitment is going to be like Cedric Baxter was last year. Cedric Baxter ended up at Texas, but we knew the entire time that it's gonna come down to a lot of business. I ain't mad at it. I'm just saying where we at with it. So we'll get an official visit. Maybe something changed with the way we recruit him or the business side. But right now, I don't think Jared Gibson is an option for us, or we'll end up landing him. Right now, the board is probably Jordan Lau, is what I'm hearing. St. Thomas, Aquinas running back. I spoke about him on previous episodes before we got the Kanan Daniels commitment. I spoke about Jordan Lyles being possibly running back too, and they kind of gave him and Kanan Daniels, whoever commit first, they take. But right now, he's an Ohio State commit. We're gonna try to double back and see if he can flip like Fletcher did last year. I don't think these guys really want to run that rock in the cold. So we'll see what's up with Jordan Lyles. Another guy who CJ spoke about, Michael Danzy, is another guy on our running back board. With where it being where it's at, I think we end up taking three. I think you end up adding a third option to these guys we have. Another dagger, another blow tie recruiting class this week was TJ Moore. He commits to Clemson, wide receiver out of the Tampa area. Um, the whole Big Three was recruiting him. Everybody's offering. He's an elite prospect. I thought we led when we first offered. Clearly, some things changed since February. He commits to Clemson. And what that is a dagger in the blow tie our receiver class, but we're gonna make up for that. Somebody run down on us, we're gonna return the favor, and it might just be one of you fellas, but just letting y'all know. My man Austin Simmons has been one of the streets, man. It's been blood in the water, man. Like, these motherfuckers is sharks, Larry, and they waiting on anything for Florida to go wrong, and they out of my neck. So I've been getting all of my Austin Simmons tweets has been getting liked and shit. I've been going back to check the bookmarks, and I see like motherfuckers is loading up. He visited Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin. Yeah, he went and checked out Lane. I told you I think he's reclassifying. I expect that decision to come within the next week or two. Him making a decision on what he's going to reclassify to 24 or 23. I think it's going to be 23 in here in Rose this summer. But yeah, he took a 3-day visit out to Ole Miss, checked Lane out. Lane's trying to flip him. They did. They thug fizzle. But we got him right back on campus when he got back to Florida. Him, Pops, Moms pulled up to Gainesville for 3 days, hung out. From what I was told, what I hear, Florida feels comfortable where they at, and they're expecting a decision tomorrow. Like my man DK. I like to set the expectations low, DK. So if I say tomorrow and that shit don't happen tomorrow, people gonna be in my DMs like, "Hey, bro, you're not credible." Official visit list was healthy again this week. We had 14 guys, a few committed guys, and then some new folks. We had Miles Graham. I also expect Miles Graham to be moving to Florida. There's some tidbits I'm hearing. I think him and Pops are going to be at PK Young. Pops is going to be coaching. Some of them hearing behind the scenes, so I expect a move for them to be closer to Gainesville. So Miles Graham was on campus. He also shut down his recruiting, said he won't be taking any official visits. He's pretty much locked in, which is good. I expected that from a legacy commit, to be real with you. Walter Matthews is a commit that was on campus, tight end. I think his recruitment is down to us in USC. Right now, he's saying he's a little torn with the decision, but I like where we at with it. Just hearing Russ Callaway and how they felt about him enjoying the visit. You know what I'm saying? I think it was a very important visit for us. The tight end room and the recruiting is going to be something that I'm watching. We got to upgrade that room. It's full right now, but it's full of mid. You know what I'm saying? So we got to upgrade the talent there. I do like Arliss Bordenham and some of the younger guys that we got in that room, but from a total room perspective, it has to be upgraded. So I think Walter Matthews is going to choose within the next 2 weeks. This is me projecting some things. Some folks thought he'd probably commit right after this visit. He didn't. We'll see where we at with it, but I like where we at so far from my perspective. Zay Mincy was another guy that was on campus, safety out of mainland. This is one Florida State's involved in as well. Miami as well. I expect him to take visits to both of those programs. He visited Bama last week. I think he's also going to visit Texas as well. So that'll be his top 4 or 5. He's visiting Texas on June 19th and Miami on June 23rd. He's saying his decision could come at any time. He don't have any specific time frame. Could be, before the season, during the season, or in the winter, just when it feels right. So I like where we at. He spent a lot of time with Corey Raymond. Talked about Corey Raymond, dropping some gems on him this week about how, showing him different guys that he's coached that's in the NFL and how Zay plays similar to those guys. So they connected very well. Jakeem Jackson was his host. We'll see where we at with it. But right now, as of now, Zay Mincy, in my opinion, is a Florida lean. Dre Hawkins is another guy, a wide receiver out of IMG. I think his recruitment is down to us in Penn State. I know Miami was a player. He's originally from West Virginia. I know Miami is a player in his recruiting. I don't ever want to shut nobody out because then wild shit like the Cremoni shit happens, so you don't want to talk too greasy. So Dre Hawkins is a speedy wide receiver. The need for him and the want for him has to be sky high after missing out on TJ Moore. But he had a great time in Gainesville, had a great time around Mouse. Holloway, the coach, our track coach. Shout out to Mouse, man. Coach Holloway, the greatest Florida coach of all time. When you look at national championships, he's the GOAT. He won more than anybody. All the storied great coaches at University of Florida, Mouse is the GOAT. But he enjoyed being around the track program. I think track is going to play a big part in his recruiting. But shout out to J1 Side and them guys at Penn State. They are playing a big factor. We'll see. I think he decides this summer before the season kicks off. That's what he's saying, so I don't think. The guy that we got on commit watch from this past weekend is Mike Williams, a former South Carolina commit, 3-star prospect, the number 110 ranked offensive tackle in the 2024 class. He lives in Maryland. Both his parents live in Orlando. So when we made the offer to him, that's when he decommitted from South Carolina. There's some others involved, but right now I think he ends up popping in the next few days. We'll see how it all plays out. Miami was recruiting in Michigan State, and also Virginia Tech was in Maryland, was in Tennessee, was his previous top 5 when he dropped the top 5. Justin Denson, the defensive back I've been talking about for months now, out of Rhode Island. He had a great time on his visit. Shout out to Bama for being, for killing our vibes a little bit. Kids on campus, they put him on commit watch. He said that he may commit on his visit. And then, what's my man's name? Travis Robinson, T-Rob. He sends an offer to the kid while he's on the Florida visit. So the kid's on the Florida visit. He tweeted out, I just got a Bama offer. I'm like, these motherfuckers is greasy, bro.
That's funny.
And messed up my whole shit, man. Chance Robinson was on campus. CJ, he's feeling himself, man. He said, definitely I have to go home, talk to my parents about where I really, really, really want to be. He used 3-wheelers in that motherfucker, bro. He was feeling it. He spoke about Florida's quarterback situation and how he felt that they can make something great happen. And then, it's 2 places right now. I know there's some people that are saying that Penn State is in it as well, but he's saying right now Florida and Miami are the 2 schools that he could see himself at. He deleted all his shit out of his Twitter. He's rethinking some things. I like to be the second decision, CJ, and not the first one. Shout out to those that ran down on us. We was the second decision. If there's another decision on the horizon, I like us right now. Another guy that was on campus that popped up last minute, Caleb Odom, which is a tight end. He's recruited as a receiver for us. Most of the countries recruited him as tight end. He's the number 3 ranked tight end in the country, number 37 overall ranked prospect. If we could land him somehow, right? Shout out to Wiltfong, friend of the show. Steve Wiltfong put in a crystal ball for him last week for Bama. But we got him on campus, popped up last minute. He's the kid that everybody's trolling us for doing the Jumpman video with Plexi, so he slipped and fell. But he's a 6'6" guy we're recruiting in that Kyle Pitts type situation. This definitely would make up for TJ Moore if we could land a kid like that. So like that he popped up last minute. We'll see where we at with it. Didn't foresee that one happening. Didn't know we was in his
He
recruitment that
everywhere,
deep.
man. He a hard kid to read because he just seemed to love everything.
Alan, you gotta get him on campus to get an opportunity at him, man. So
Yeah, for sure. For
glad he
sure.
popped up. We also got a commitment from edge rusher Quincy Ivory out of East Los Angeles, California. College out there. He's a former quarterback. This is for the 2023 class, so this counts back to our roster right now. He has 3 years to play. He was a former quarterback, like I said. More so, in my opinion, I seen the film. Not mad at the film. I think it's not bad film at all. But he's a project. You're talking about a quarterback. He's 6'5", 250, so he's transferred. You know, it's a big body, but he's a former dual threat quarterback, athlete. He played defensive end 1 year. You get him in with 3 years to play. We'll see where we at with it. But they seen something on his film. Figure they'd take a flyer on him to fill a roster spot. You know, you can't. These spots ain't gonna go nowhere. You gotta fill them up. You know what I'm saying? We got like 2 or 3 left. So he's the guy they brought in. I'm not gonna hype it up. You know, I'm not gonna downplay it. We'll see how it all plays out.